minutes past. Okay.
There we go. We've got people coming in now.
Okay, we'll just let everybody get settled. And I'll start in a couple of minutes. I'll kick us off in a couple of minutes. Morning, everybody. Get yourself settled, and I'll do an intro in a couple of seconds. If anybody wants to ask any questions, you can use the chat function. Just put your questions in there. If you want to check anything before we start. Hope everyone's got their mats. Water.
Any props as well, like pillows or cushions are useful as well. So
yeah, love your couch, Gabby.
Oh, thank you. Have a bit of pink, why not?
Yeah, I just love the whole. It's lovely. Right, we're at 2 minutes past. So, good morning, everybody. Welcome to this kick-off session for the Wellness Revival Festival 2020. So this is our first Wellness Revival Festival in association with PA Life. So this has been brought to you by EventWell and PA Life. My name's Helen Moon. I'm the CEO and founder of EventWell, and it gives me great pleasure to be kicking off today's event. I don't think there's ever been a more prevalent time to be talking about mental health and well-being, even though from my personal opinion there is always a time to be talking about mental health and well-being. We all have mental health, not just in times of difficulty but every day, so it's important that we take good care of it, and that's what EventWell is here to support and help people with. We predominantly work with people in their creative industries, experiential marketing, creative communications, live and business events, exhibitions, hospitality, travel industry, and that also includes you guys as PA. I'm an ex-PA myself. It's how I got into the events industry. We're very busy in terms of what we do and the work that we do, and sometimes that means that our health and well-being can take a back step. But it's really important. Self-care is more important than ever as we start to move into the period that we find ourselves in now, but also the way that we work and the way that we live, work and life becoming more blended and fluid. Self-care is really important, and taking care of your mental health is really important. You don't have to be struggling to be taking care of your mental health, but remember that if you are struggling, that's okay. It's okay to not be okay. Just make sure that you seek help and assistance and support if you are. And today's event, really the aim of today's event is to provide you with some great content that is based around all those elements of self-care. So we're going to be kicking off with a fantastic session with Gabby. Gabby Austen-Browne is a qualified Yin Yoga instructor. She has done a few sessions for EventWell in the past, which are amazing. I can absolutely confirm that you're going to find this session this morning, kicking off today's event, incredibly revitalizing, relaxing, all of those kind of things. It's just a great way to kick off today's event. And then following on from the session today with Gabby, we've got some more sessions on eating for great mental health. We've got wellbeing in the workplace. We've got a panel session this afternoon, nice idea or essential. EventWell know the answer to that. It's obviously essential, but we're going to have some provocative conversations and discussion in that session. We've got a fantastic session later on this afternoon with Elaine Baffo as well on calm and resilience, mastering your goals. confidence and imposter syndrome, a later session, and also as well Selma is going to be finishing off the day with a sound gong meditation, which is a really, really great session there. And then we'll finish off with a bit of networking. So do try and stay with us through the day as much as you can. But without further ado, I am going to hand you over to the absolutely fabulous Gabby Austen-Browne for this Yin Yoga session. Thank you very much. Over to you, Gabby.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everybody. It's so lovely to have you all here today. Yin Yoga is such a beautiful yoga to do in the morning. It is very gentle. We hold the postures for a lot longer, so maybe anything between 2 and 5 minutes. And this just helps us to get deeper into the muscles, into the connective tissue, and into the fascia which surrounds our body. So it's a really good way to loosen up and wake up, and it's not going to be super intense or fast moving. So really just take your time, feel the pace, do what's comfortable with you. For some of you who may have missed it, you might want to grab some cushions or pillows because they can work really well as props. So feel free to go and do that now. Grab water just in case. And everybody else, you can come to a comfortable seated position. That can either be cross-legged, on your knees, you can have your legs out in front of you. You can even sit like this, whatever's the most comfortable way for you. Now, if we gently close down the eyes, we're just going to focus on our breath, start calming the mind and the body. So inhaling through the nose and gentle exhale through the mouth. Inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Allow your limbs to be heavy, shoulders relaxed, pelvis and seat sinking into the floor, knees are relaxed. Just keep focusing on your breath. Try and make your breath audible to you so that you can hear your inhale and you can hear your exhale. And on your next exhale, let out a nice big sigh. And again. Gently come to lying down on our backs. Legs slightly apart. Ankles relaxed, feet flop to the side, arms by your side, palms, backs of palms on the floor. Head, shoulders nice and heavy, really sinking into the ground in your Shavasana, your dead corpse pose. Keeping the eyes closed. Find space between the eyebrows. Relax the jaw. Remove the tongue from the roof of your mouth. Your face is wide and open. Shoulders are heavy. Pelvis is heavy. Calves are heavy. And just notice your breathing. Are you still breathing nice and deeply? Notice if there's any niggles in the body. No judgment, just notice that it's there. Take one more nice deep inhale and exhale. Gently take hold of your right knee. Pull it in towards the chest. Try and keep your shoulders on the floor when we do this. And bringing the other knee in, hugging the knees in towards your chest. If you can, try and raise your head off the floor and press your forehead to your knees. And relax back down. Cupping your knees with your hands, we're just going to circle the knees clockwise. Drawing nice big circles. Really getting some movement into the hips, into the groin, into the spine, just gently warming up those areas. And anti-clockwise. Beautiful. Place the soles of your feet onto the floor. Ankles touch, knees touch. We're going to gently let our knees flop to the side into Baddha Konasana, butterfly pose. So soles of feet are together, knees are dropping to the side. Now, if this is a little bit too intense for you, you can take your cushions and you can place your knees on top of your cushions, just to give a little bit of support. We're going to stay here for around 3 minutes. So really focus on creating space between the joints. And when you notice any areas of tension, just breathe into them and relax. I will let you know when we're going to come out of the posture. Keeping the eyes closed, focusing on the breath. We tend to hold a lot of tension in our hips and our groin area, which is why there can often be a lot of pain in that area. We can hold our emotions there as well. So if we've been through any stress, grief, suffering from anxiety, any of those things, it collects in the hip area. So anything you can do to stretch out the hips on a regular basis will be really useful in releasing some of those negative emotions. Make sure you're not clenching the teeth to release the jaw. Limbs are heavy. At any time, if you do have cushions there as a support, you can remove them if you feel like you're ready to. And at any time, if you feel like you're not getting enough of a stretch, to increase it, you can draw the heels in towards the groin to make the diamond shape wider. Or if you want to decrease the intensity, move your heels away from the groin, and that will decrease it. I'll give you a 1 minute warning. You have 1 minute left in this posture before we move on to the next. Okay, 30 seconds. Nice deep breaths. When you breathe out, imagine blowing the air into the hip space and the hip joint. Okay, everybody. Use your hands to gently draw your knees back together. Soles of the feet are flat on the floor. Stretch out your right leg and your left leg into Shavasana. Notice if you feel any changes in the body already. Perhaps you feel more relaxed in your hip area. Just notice any changes. Okay, we're going to gently roll to the side, any side, it doesn't matter, into a fetal position. And just stay here for a moment. Using your top arm, push yourself up. And we're going to come into a tabletop position. Palms flat on the floor. Knees and hips in alignment. And we're just gently going to circle around the wrists, just to warm them up. This is such a good technique to do, particularly if you're on a computer all the time and typing. Our wrists can get very tense. So just circling around, gaining movement and fluid in the joints. And go the opposite way. Great. Okay, so we're going to come into child's pose. We need to widen your knees as far as is comfortable. So like this. Try and get your glutes to your heels. If they don't reach, that's fine. Just add a cushion there. Widen the knees. We're going to walk the hands out in front of us. Palms flat on the floor. And the aim is to try and get your chest and your forehead on the floor, like this. If that's not available to you today or right now, feel free to grab a prop, one here for your chest, perhaps another pillow, and relax over with the support there for you. We're going to stay here for around 3 minutes. So try and clear the mind. There's nothing to do right now apart from being in your child's pose. Just think about what happened yesterday, what you're going to be doing for the rest of the day. Just focus on being in the here and now. Focus on the body, the areas that feel tight, the areas that feel loose. You may feel some tingling sensations. The main thing is you don't want to feel any pain. If you feel any pain at all, please come back from the posture and come into a position where it's more comfortable for you. You should not feel any pain at any time other than an intense kind of stretching pain. I'm going to stop talking now and I'll give you your countdown when you have 30 seconds left. At any time, feel free to remove a prop if you are using one when you feel comfortable. Got 20 seconds left. Okay, so gently raising the head and the chest, walk the hands back in, close the knees, just drop the chin to the chest, and look up, and come back to lying on your front. Place your right cheek on the floor, and relax. Make sure you're not tensing the glutes, make sure you're releasing them. Feet gently flop to the side. All right, place your forehead on the floor. Cactus shape your arms. Place your right cheek on the floor and bend your left knee up. So it's almost like one of those, when you see the cartoon kind of road crash, white chalked out body, you think it's kind of like that position. You can increase the tensity by bringing the knee higher up, decrease it by bringing it lower down. And once again, if you need to use a prop to support the knee, you can. Okay, we're going to be here for around 2 minutes. Closing down the eyes, focusing on the breath. Limbs are heavy, no tension, shoulders are relaxed. you should feel a nice release happening in your hip area. If at any time you want to remove a prop, if you've been using one, if you were using one under your knee and you feel comfortable that you've got more space in your joint, then feel free to remove it at any time. Gently bring the legs together, arms by your side, backs of palms, flat on the floor. And looking to the side, cheek resting gently on the floor, doesn't matter which one. Now we're going to do the other side. So placing the opposite cheek on the floor and raise the opposite leg. Use your pillow if you need to. Cactus shape the arms. So we're now doing the other side. So whichever side you just did, now do the opposite side. Again, if you need any props, feel free to use them. And just sink in and relax into the posture. I will let you know when we're nearly finished. "50 seconds, Bring the legs together. Rest any cheek on the floor. Arms down by the side. And Shavasana. As you're breathing here, really think about sending the breath to the pelvis, particularly the back of the pelvis, to create space in the lumbar spine. Gently make your way onto your side. And using your top arm, push yourself up into a seated position. Legs out, straight in front of you. Now,
I couldn't find any enabled video
Sorry.
skills that can do that.
Alexa,
Go to the Alexa app to manage your video skills and devices.
Apologies, guys. Not sure why Alexa just decided to suddenly come on. Anyway, so back with our legs out straight in front of us. I was saying this is one of my favourite postures because we often don't focus on stretching the backs of our bodies. So this is great for hamstrings and all of our spine. I really like to use a lot of props here. So I'm going to grab my pillows. Feel free to grab yours as well. As many as you like. You can put one underneath your knees if you have sensitive knees. And then if you've got a pillow, you can fold it up. I've got another pillow because I'm just greedy. And you want to hug the pillows. And all you're going to do is drop your chin to your chest and let gravity pull you down towards the floor. So you don't need to reach anywhere. You just want to drop. We're going to stay here for around 3 minutes, so I'll let you know when we have 1 minute left. Close the eyes. At any time, if you become too comfortable, it becomes too easy and you can't really feel a stretch, try removing a prop. Because you want to feel a little bit of tension and a little bit of stretch to know that it's working. If it's too easy or too relaxed, it's not really doing you any good. There's so much benefits for stretching the posterior chain. Really allow your legs to be heavy. Feet can flop to the side. Head heavy. Have 1 minute left. Feel free to remove some props, go a little bit deeper. If you're experiencing a little bit of shaking, that's not a bad thing, that's actually quite a good thing. So don't worry about that if that's happening. The only thing you should be concerned about is if you feel any sort of pain in the lower back or in the knees, and that's why I suggest have a cushion underneath your knees if that's so. But shaking is a good thing, so don't worry if that's happening. Okay, gently roll up through the spine, nice and slowly. Remove any props, cushions, pillows away. Place them to the side. Just gently roll onto the back. Into Shavasana. Feet apart, pelvis heavy, chin to chest, shoulders relaxed. If you identified any niggles in the body earlier, just want you to check back in and see if that niggle is still there or if it's improved a little. Just notice. Again, there's no judgment, you're just noticing your body and the way it feels, and the way it works. Okay, we're going to move into our final posture of the morning. And I'm saying this with a hint of sarcasm, that it's my favourite posture, because it's kind of not, but it's so good for you. It's such a deep groin and hip stretch. And the pose is called Happy Baby. So if you place the soles of your feet on the floor so your knees are bent, try and keep the pelvis heavy. You're going to grab backs of your thighs to draw your knees in. Now you're going to extend the bottom legs and you're going to try and pull the legs as close to the shoulders as you can. So you can do that holding the back of the thighs, you can hold the backs of the calves, or if you're feeling particularly flexible, you can grab your big toes. And you want to pull the knees down towards the shoulders and towards the floor, like a baby, when a baby's playing and rocking around, grabbing their toes like they do, putting their big toes in their mouths and that sort of thing. So wherever you're comfortable, as I said, either grabbing the backs of the thighs and pulling the thighs down that way, or you can hold the calves or the big toes. We're going to stay here for 2 minutes because this is quite an intense pose. I really want you to focus on your breath and focus your exhales into your groin and your hip area. You want to feel a stretch. It should feel a little bit tight. There may be a hint of a stretching, not pain, but stretching feeling, which is a bit uncomfortable, but that's all good. 2 minutes. Another alternative, if you're struggling here, is you can lengthen out one leg and just do this with one leg. So one leg can be on the floor and one can be in the Happy Baby pose. This is good if you're finding it a little bit too intense with both legs in the air. Remember to keep your head on the floor, your shoulders relaxed down, your shoulder blades on the floor. Try and let gravity do most of the work here. So you don't have to pull intently. You're just going to let them drop naturally. If you were doing this with one leg, then now would be a good time to swap legs over. "30 seconds left. "10 seconds. And rest. Placing the soles of the feet back on the floor. Lengthen out one leg, the other leg into our final Shavasana. Okay, gently coming back into fetal position and push yourself back up to a comfortable seated position. We're just going to place the backs of our hands on our knees. Doesn't matter if you're sitting out with legs straight or if you're kneeling. All of those options are fine, whatever's available to you. We're just going to take some final deep breaths. Inhaling through the nose. Exhale through the mouth, big sigh. Inhale through the nose. And let out a nice big sigh. Thank you very much for joining me this morning. I hope your body feels a little bit more open, a little bit more awake, and well done for taking the time to cultivate some space and time for yourself. So, namaste. Thank you.
Namaste. Thank you, Gabby. Amazing as always. Absolutely fabulous. So I do think, as Gabby said, I hope everyone's feeling nice and relaxed and zened from that session. Gabby, where can people find out some more information about what you do, lovely?
Yeah, sure. So you can head to my Instagram, which is Gabby. Do you know what's my Instagram handle? It's Gabby A_Brown. Or you can find me on LinkedIn, which is probably actually the easiest way, Gabby Austen-Browne. You can see kind of everything I do there with regards to their work, consultancy, and then teaching yin and dance. So feel free to send me a message if you have any questions or any requests. Thanks.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Nice comments coming in the chat as well, Gabby. Everyone's saying thank you. So lovely, lovely session. We are actually delighted as well that Pulseroll, a leader in fitness training, recovery and wellbeing products, they're sponsoring this morning's session. And we have a short video presentation from them. I think the guys are going to start that video presentation now.
Yeah. Thank you, Helen.
There's no sound on the video, so I don't know if you want to play it again. Maybe play if you
Yeah,
play
sorry.
it through the laptop. Yeah.
Give me just a second. Sorry. That was my fault. That one.
Yeah.
There we go. We're going to try again. Sorry, the one thing I had to remember to do, I didn't do. Apologies, everyone. Okay.
The vibration, actually, I feel it increases the blood flow because I feel that sort of like that buzzing sensation after I'm finished. My legs feel lighter afterwards, and I feel like when I've got the really tight muscles, that it breaks that tissue down.
I'm in heaven.
Oh my days! They have revolutionised my ideas about self-massage.
Both vibration devices, so particularly for muscle spasm, a lot of people have muscle spasm with chronic pain, so these are things that you can use. So this one, press the button, it that vibrates. You can use that as a massager and deliver vibration. Yikes. And there's a foam roller that also vibrates. Feel that? Quite nice, isn't it?
Oh.
That feel good?
Yeah. As I said, it's the first time I've used it and already noticed the difference. My shoulder's not sitting up as high, it's definitely loosening off.
As Richard Mansell, professional golfer, I've been using the Pulseroll gun and it's been massively helping my recovery stages.
Helping to loose off those tight areas, and then when you add the stability as well, we can help really increase the movement quality.
Hey, this has been a revelation for me.
Brilliant, why not? And you can do it at home. It's very releasing for stress as well.
Thank you. Sorry about that, everyone.
Fabulous, thank you. Pulseroll, shall I say it correctly? Pulseroll is the name of that product, so do check it out. Thank you everyone for attending this session. We hope to see you at more sessions throughout the day, and we'll catch up with you at the networking drinks later in the day. But next up is Emily Powell's session with Eating for Great Mental Health. So do join us in 10 minutes time for that session. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.